Hey everyone, and welcome. We are diving deep into the incredible energy that's reshaping travel in South Korea right now. Seriously, from the global pull of K-pop to the quiet retreat of K-wellness, the whole tourism scene is evolving at lightning speed. So, what's really behind this boom? Let's get into it.
All right, let's kick things off with a little quiz. When a global force like BTS puts on a concert, you think all the money, all the buzz would be right there at the venue, wouldn't you? Well, the actual data tells a much more interesting story.
So, you might expect the concert zone to be the absolute epicenter. And look, it's on almost 50% jump in international visitors, which is huge. But then, get this, Seongsu-dong, a completely different district known for its cool pop-up stores and local designers, saw an even bigger spike. It tells you that fans came for the music, for sure, but they stayed to soak up the real, trendy lifestyle of Seoul today. And you know, that hunger for an authentic experience goes way beyond fashion and pop culture. A massive trend that's emerging is this quest for wellness. We're talking about a real shift away from just snapping photos to finding experiences that offer genuine healing and relaxation. Now, on one side of things, you've got these huge, ambitious projects. The European brand Therme is building this enormous resort in Seongsu-dong. Picture a tropical botanical garden mixed with hot springs and water parks. It's high-tech, it's large-scale, and it's all about relaxation. But then, on the complete other end of the spectrum, there's this deep, deep appreciation for tradition. In Suwon, a new place called Suwon just opened inside a gorgeous traditional Hanok house. It's a place to stay, but it also has these beautiful outdoor spas. It's the perfect blend of historic charm and modern comfort.
And this is where the creativity just blows my mind. The city of Cheonan has launched something called a Well-bbang tour. And pang means bread. So you literally go and enjoy spa treatments, and then you tour the city's famous bakery village. It's this amazing fusion of wellness and local food culture. How cool is that?
All this really leads us into our next big theme, this major push to get travelers off the beaten path. The whole idea is to get people to venture beyond the big palaces and famous shopping streets and discover the real heart of Korea's other regions.
And if you want to see this in action, just look at Gyeongbuk province, which basically wraps around Seoul. They just picked 6 new local tourism ideas to promote, and the variety is just astounding. We're talking about everything from exploring caves and chilling out in a forest to an eco-wellness tour right near the DMZ. It's all about finding these unique regional stories.
And this quote from a tourism official in Gyeongbuk just nails it. The strategy isn't just about building some flashy new attraction. It's about taking what's already there, the local culture, the history, the stories, and transforming it into something travelers can really feel and connect with.
And some cities are getting incredibly creative with how they attract people. Check out Jecheon's half-price travel program. You use a local mobile currency, and you can get up to a 70% refund on what you spend. It's such a smart, direct way to encourage visitors to pour money right back into the local community.
Technology is playing a massive role here, too. In the city of Gwangju, there's now an app you can use to explore 30 historic sites tied to the 5.8 Democratic Uprising. It uses augmented reality to bring these pivotal moments in history to life, right there on your phone. It's like creating a powerful, interactive museum, but without any walls.
Okay, so we've looked at the trends happening right now, but what about the future? Well, there are some absolutely massive, long-term investments in the pipeline that are set to completely redraw the tourism map of the country.
Remember that Therme resort in Seongsu-dong we talked about? Well, this is not something that's happening overnight. The timeline shows they're not even breaking ground until 2027, with the grand opening planned for 2031. This just goes to show you the serious, long-term vision for creating these world-class destinations.
And the scale, it's just staggering. We're talking about an estimated economic impact of 2.8 trillion won, that's over $2 billion, and it's expected to create more than 3,000 jobs. This isn't just a new resort, this is a city-shaping level of investment. So the key idea behind a lot of these projects is a concept called stay-over tourism. The logic is really simple. Getting a tourist to stay the night brings so much more economic value to a town than if they just pop in for the day. That's exactly why Gyeongbuk province, for example, is pouring 1.2 trillion won into a one-city, one-hotel project. They want to get that overnight visitor rate way up.
All right, finally, let's get into some practical updates. If you're actually planning a trip, there are a few key policy changes and new travel options that you're definitely going to want to have on your radar.
First up, let's talk money.
For the first time in almost 20 years, the National Museum of Korea is probably going to start charging an entrance fee. And at the same time, the airport departure tax is set to nearly triple. Now, the goal here is to secure more dedicated funding for future tourism development and upkeep.
But on the bright side, it's also getting easier to get there. New and resumed flight routes are opening up all the time. We're seeing more connections to cities in China, better domestic flights between Jeju and Incheon, and even new charter flights to Mongolia. It's all about making the country more accessible and travel more convenient.
So, as South Korea keeps blending its ancient history with this futuristic vision and its hyper-local charm, the travel possibilities are just exploding. It really just leaves one big question for you. With all these options, what kind of Korean adventure will you build? Thanks for joining me.